state-of-the-art improvements that the McRae family has put in recently. We really have a desire to have skilled employees. We've all touched on that. I handle the mechanical side as well as some of the electrical side. Hydraulics and pneumatics are very important, and I think the majority, and I'm part of Terry, myself, Michelle, Jared, to do the interview and hiring of the maintenance group for night shift as well as day shift. We see more people walk in that have just basic skills that they've learned, they've grown up on a farm, etc. And when we delve into, tell us about your hydraulic experience, it usually comes from changing a hose on a piece of equipment. We're looking for those that know how to troubleshoot a system.
This is our log crane. We actually use this log crane to unload trucks. Quite a bit of maintenance involved in this particular machine. There's some hydraulics in the grapple. We have some pretty good sized drives and motors that operates this system, all high voltage. But it's a very, very crucial component of our operation. This system has to stay running for us to operate. Once we unload the truck with the log crane, put it in the piles, we use the log crane to put the grapple of log on the deck. The purpose of this machine, which is pneumatic, hydraulic, a lot of alignment involved in this, is actually a debarker. Once the log leaves the debarker, it actually comes to the bucking process. It goes through an optimizer, which actually optimizes the log to determine the diameter, the sweep, the length of that log. What you'll see in this monitor up here is actually the cuts that the optimizer decided to make this log. It then goes into all these saws here, which actually cuts to the actual length we need, and then it heads on to the next part of the process. Here is the breakers and the drives we use for all the machines, the equipment we have out here. We have a lot of drives, Allen Bradley 700s, and here's the breakers for all the equipment. It's very important for electrical guys, mechanical guys to know this equipment real well, how to lock it out, how to troubleshoot any electrical problems or mechanical problems we may have. Each one of these computers is monitoring the optimizer, actually the PLC, which operates the operating system and the programs for each one of these computers or these machines. We actually have solutions for the correct diameter and the cut and the type of product we're able to get out of that log. This is all required for keeping up with the operating system and how accurate we make our lumber. This is one of the many optimizers we have in the facility. Actually, it's a laser that scans this log as it runs down this chain to determine diameter, taper, sweep. This is the new machine, the DDM SBP. This is the operating cab for that. This machine goes throughout the building, so the operator that runs this machine depends on these cameras for seeing the entire machine. This is part of the operating system of it. His job is to basically run this these logs up this deck here. Goes through an optimizer. It goes through a quad section that fillets off sideboards. The 4 or 6 inch cant will go on to the DDM, which are 8 vertical saws that actually determine the boards it's going to make out of it. The chips fall out of the chip heads into a waste conveyor. The boards go on to another process. A lot of maintenance, like all these machines, hydraulic, pneumatic, electrical, mechanical alignment, and troubleshooting skills are necessary to keep this stuff going. This is one of the saw shops we have at this facility. This is actually our bandsaw room. The purpose of this room, and all these machines are programmed and set up to actually run and sharpen, put carbide teeth in and sharpen the tips on these saws, make sure our hook angle right, our gullet's right for this bandsaw application. We have this room, we also have a carbide shop that does all the round saws, the same method. Tension of saw, hook angle, tooth, make sure it's sharp enough to actually run and cut our lumber in these machines. Okay, that's a modern sawmill. As you guys can see, there's a lot of technology, a lot of skill set required to operate and maintain and run this facility. It's great to know that we can partner with an establishment such as Chipola to get some of the necessary skills and training that we need to keep this business, our growing business, growing and efficient and moving forward. So it's very, very glad we can partner with Chipola.
People don't think of manufacturing as being, they think of it as more hands-on, but it's so much more today. There's so much so many computer aspects involved in manufacturing. It's a very exciting field right now.
For several years, we've been dealing with this issue of lack of skilled labor out in the workforce, and we were working toward trying to figure out an in-house training program where we could grow our own employees into the employees we needed. Chipola has filled that hole for us, so now we can have employees go through this program, or we can hire the students out of this program, and we know they have a baseline of education where we can take them to the next level within our industry. The way the mill operates, we have machine centers and we have computer brains that control those machine centers, and we need individuals that can repair those machine centers, because that daily use it's needed, but we also need individuals that understand those computer brains and can fix those computer brains. Our intent is to award 10 scholarships this spring and every spring in an effort to support Chipola's new industrial maintenance program, or Associate of Science in Engineering Technology.
The scholarships are called the Robert F. McRae and Catherine McRae scholarships, and it's just our way of giving back to the community. It's going to achieve the goal we have of getting kids prepared to enter the manufacturing environment ready to hit the ground running. And so, again, we're honored to be able to do this, and we hope it brings a lot of blessings to families in the area.